we need to kind of think about how we can develop what I'm calling the world's strongest mindset. Okay, so that, like I say, the situation just doesn't phase you. So first up, you need to train your mind, your mindset, like you train your body. It's something that's ongoing. You can't just kind of say, right, I feel like I've got a strong mindset, and then you kind of forget about it. It kind of takes constant work, constant application to do that. So you kind of use it or lose it, I suppose, a bit like if you're exercising. What do you want to achieve? Now, this when I used to work in the gym, you got a lot of people saying, I want to lose weight and tone up. Okay, now to me that's just a preference. Okay, it's not a really, it's not like a vision of yourself. So it needs to be like a vision, a vivid vision, okay, and really, really specific. So if you were to, I'm not asking this, well, you can do it just now if you want, but if you were to close your eyes and imagine what you're wanting to achieve, okay, and you need to think to yourself, and I'd actually like people to write that, they're going to write it down tonight, but generally actually writing these things down can be really helpful. What does it look like? How do you feel, and how are you acting at that time? Okay, if you have to imagine, what you want to achieve there. What was I going to say there? Yeah, so this needs to be done as if it's already happened, as if you might not be where you are or where you want to be, but when you're thinking about it, you have to think, okay, let's take a kind of beach or go on holiday scenario. Okay, I'm on the beach, I'm lying in my lounger, I've got no overhang on my swim shorts, my wife just took a photo of me, I've not grabbed the camera and deleted it, etc, etc. Okay, so it's kind of as if it's already happened, and the more you can act as if it's already happened, then the easier you'll find it. Now, I put a question mark here, that's meant to be in red actually. So you know maybe what you want, and you've got this vivid, specific vision of what it looks like and feels like, but then when you want it by, I'm a little bit cagey around the when part, because I think sometimes when you put a when on things, it just becomes another short-term target. I mean, of course people have got little short-term targets as they go, but if you're constantly going from short-term thing, like a holiday to holiday or graduation or whatever it is, then it becomes more like a kind of dieting cycle. I'm getting in good shape and then I'm just going to relax, I'm getting in good shape and then relax. Okay, so I'm a little bit cautious about the when part, but the what part's really important, make that nice and vivid. Okay, and then finding your why as well. This is where it gets a bit deeper. Now, John comes to the early morning class at Fit Body Farm. He'll be coming tomorrow morning, 6:15. But I don't think that John or anybody else wakes up at say 5:30 or earlier and says, I really want to get up at 5:30 and do burpees. I would never do that. Nobody really does it thinking I really want to do it. But if your why, your purpose is really, really strong, then it becomes automatic to you. You just do it. You do what's required. So I'm going to try a wee kind of demonstration here. It might not work, but of how you can kind of find your why. Okay. So Susan, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you if you can think back without too much detail or very little detail. Before you started Fit Body Farm, what did you want to achieve in maybe one sentence, if you like?
I wanted to look normal.
Okay.
I didn't want to be the fattest person in the room every time
Okay.
I went out.
Okay. You've already gone quite deep there. Some people just, that's alright, but some people just stop at I want to look normal, I want to lose weight and tone up. So what's important about looking normal and not being the fattest person in the room?
I can be me instead of having to be coming up for me all the time.
And by you being you and feeling like you, what does that then allow you to do on a daily basis, or
more
to feel like?
More in control of me. You know, I can decide I'm not going to eat that cake, it's sitting in the base at work, and I'm not going to, or I'm going to do this, and when we went up the stairs, and I can decide without making excuses because I'm overweight all the time. Because I think if you're overweight, you tend to say, like when we climbed Goat Fell last year, and I'm saying to you, if I can just get to that ridge, that'll do me fine. And Gavin's like, no, Susan, if I have to put my hands in the cheeks of your arse, you are going to. So I'm kind of like, okay. And it's like, you don't let me have that excuse.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're overweight, you tend to give yourself, I'm fat, I can't do it, and stop.
Cool.
So that's.
We've
So can we just say your hands and cheeks of my arse is what
Aye.
I did?
That's absolutely great. But what I'm trying to do there, and I'm not some kind of like mind god guru guy, but what I'm trying to say, sometimes people type or write a goal or say a goal, and you just need a little bit more prodding, a little bit more questioning, and it unlocks your reasons in your head. Okay, and then if you can write those reasons down, it becomes a lot more powerful to you, and you end up with a little buzz sentence in your head. You know, it could just be hands on arse cheeks, and that's the trigger words that make that. Well, that's why I'm doing this, because I do not want Gavin's hands on my arse cheeks. So that could be your kind of buzzwords there, if you like. So. Find your why. It needs to be very specific, as I've kind of just said there. It needs to be deep and kind of even emotional. If you end up crying about it, so be it. It matters to you. The more it matters to you, the more you're gonna do what's required. So you're gonna find your inspiration, and that's gonna allow you to then or inspire you to take the action that you said you're gonna take, or you said you were gonna take for years. If you can find this why, but you could. Once you kind of got that inspiration, you're then going to start unlocking the actions you need to take, break them down into specific steps. Okay, there's no point saying, like, you know, example, I want to take a trip to New York. Okay, but you've got to take the steps of going to travel agents, maybe book it online, but go to the travel agents, paying for it, buying a ticket, going packing your bag, go to the airport, get on the flight. You've got to do all the steps. You can't just say I want. You've got, it's those steps, and those steps become your goals. And the same when you come to weight loss or your eating and stuff, your day to day. It's those little mini steps. Those are what should be your goals. Okay, so you end up focusing on and enjoying the process, and you forget about the outcome. You know you've got this outcome, but put it in the back burner. Okay, rather than being so outcome obsessed that it's more enjoy the process, focus on those little mini steps. Okay. Now, the other issue what I kind of see is that people tend to, or most people operate in a kind of a scarcity mindset. All right. So this is the kind of stuff I'm already talked about before. So you're in constant fear of either success or failure. Okay, so nothing really changes. But you shouldn't ever really feel afraid. Okay, like I say, enjoy the process of getting fit and healthy, and it's your journey that shapes you in the end result. Okay, if you're operating in this fear mindset, then you're constantly going to hit a rebound effect. Okay, so as soon as you're pushed out your comfort zone to a point where obviously it feels uncomfortable, then you're just going to constantly rebound back to where you were, back to the story, okay, you've been telling yourself your whole life. Alright, and the theme of tonight has been a little bit about stories, okay, and this is, if you pardon me, I'm going to kind of just read from my notes a little bit more, because this is what I was hearing about from one of my health inspirational friends, Chris Brown, who's based out in Liverpool. This guy's absolutely phenomenal when it comes to getting people in the right mindset, and he was talking about how people have got their own kind of story that they tell and they demonstrate throughout their whole life. Okay, and I think he hit it absolutely bang in the head. So what Chris said to me was, people basically operate through a story and a pattern in their life. You're saying, I am this person, I am shy, I am confident, I am overweight, I am not overweight. Okay, if you constantly cling on to this story, and are never aware of the story you're telling, that you're telling people, you'll continually lead the life of that person. Okay, so when you do want to push on with new ventures or the new year, new me type of thing, you've still got this story ingrained in yourself, so you'll never progress forward because you always revert back to your own mindset because you're always telling that story. So it's about being aware of the story that you're telling right now through what you're saying, how you're acting, and then trying to create a new story, okay, and then lead everything in your life by that new story. So you might not be where you want to be right now, but it's actually acting. So you say you want to be leaner. You're not there right now, but if you can act like a lean person, if you like, and do the things, okay, you might not be there, but if you can do these things, then as if you are already, does this kind of make sense? As if you are already there, then you're more likely to achieve it, okay? You're more likely to break that old story, okay, that you constantly tell yourself, or where the excuses come from and whatnot. Okay, hopefully that made a little bit of sense. I've kind of not scripted. Okay, but that all sounds kind of great. Like, I can just always think myself thin or act positively and stuff. It's not going to be without struggle, okay? And one of the things that Chris said to me was there's no growth without struggle, okay? And I thought that was a very prudent point, okay? So you kind of need to give yourself a break. You need to expect to slip up because struggles is part of the process. And if you aren't struggling, if you're not falling off the wagon, if you aren't failing at some point, then you're probably actually not trying hard enough to push yourself out of your comfort zone, okay?